if I ate 6 donuts and 6 avocados, it's both too much calories for one day, mate. So just everything in moderation.
I think women, in my opinion, more than men, have suffered a whole life of diet culture. As a kid, I even remember having issues with diet culture. I sort of want to open the conversation to you guys, and let's start with childhood and how you felt and how you may have been impacted as a kid.
It was like size 0 was the only thing you ever seen in magazines, and now they're pushing for like more diversity and inclusion. And even like when you were younger, there's always like a parent or a family member that would say, oh, don't eat too much. Do you not think that's enough? Growing up, like you're just always thinking, I can't gain weight. It's not attractive being anything more than like a size 6. And I think that was just such an unhealthy mindset to be raised with at such an early age.
I was definitely still aware of like being skinny is attractive. And I remember like sitting in PE and my best friend was next to me and she was like, your thighs are thicker than mine. That stayed with me.
How horrible is that?
Crazy.
But it's like ingrained in you from such a young age that skinny equals attractive, and it's not the case.
Fad diets. Have you ever done one? Have you ever like had a fad diet?
I don't think I've ever done one, but like in the last like 5 years, they've really been pushed. Diet culture is like $1 billion industry, and it's an industry that preys on your insecurities. Even if you did lose so much weight, it's not sustainable. It doesn't change your behavior with food. Maybe it does for like a week, and then what happens after?
It can make it
and
worse,
then people just
though,
keep coming back.
when you go back to like your normal diet, you end up putting it back on and then you feel worse about yourself. Like I say cheat meals.
I use that term all the time. It became so obsessive because I kind of have like an obsessive personality. For me, it was actually to gain more weight and put on muscle mass. But I got like addicted to like counting calories. Now I have like a better relationship with food.
Have you ever struggled with food, or have you ever been?
Yeah, I definitely tried like fad diets and stuff back when I was working in the office. I'm sat at a desk all day. It's not like I could go and have like a personal trainer. I couldn't afford one. And you see this stunning girl who's got like abs and everything, and she's like, all I do is have this tea. And I think that's when it's like unhealthy, because you're telling young girls who are like vulnerable to spend their money on a tea that is basically just like a laxative tea. The message that you need to tell girls is that eat healthy because it's good for your mental health. And I had the tea and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be so skinny next weekend. Was I? No.
Really?
I just had
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I never tried a diet or I even promoted one, because I did. Like back when I come out of Love Island, at that point I had no clue. I was taking them myself as a woman anyway, not let alone being in the public eye. You're told that you're fat constantly. I honestly thought I was a whale. But the reason I took them on is because I genuinely thought, oh, they're going to help me. When I look back now and I'm like, what doing that? Putting it out to these poor people online, and now I have such like a strong sort of opinion against them.
I think people need to be so honest with their platform and be like, I'm counting my calories. That takes a lot of effort. I've never gone that far, but I'm always conscious of what I eat.
When did someone tell us that it was not okay to have rolls? Like, we all think that it's not normal.
It's just society, and I think from when we've been young, when we saw the magazines, it's just so toxic.
So for us, it started back then. Like, it's not this Instagram.
Yeah, we are seeing a bit more diversity and inclusion, but how genuine is it? More influencers being like body confident and stuff and body positive, but it's like, how genuine are you with that? Say like 6 months down the line, they've like lost all this weight and they're like all of a sudden stop like showing their rolls and their cellulite, and they're like promoting how it's so important to like be this size and how it's healthy, and then everione's like, well, I thought you were with us. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's just so hard.
Even I take that personally. I'm like, but you're supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to embrace our curves. Now why are you walking around like a gorilla? Like, it's not fair.
I still complain about my body. I still see myself differently, and then to have women that are so seemingly confident in putting it online, I'm like, is that actually hurting you doing that, or are you genuinely okay with doing it? And it's great to see it, and it helps me seeing that, but is it hard on them?
They still must get trolls that say stuff.
It feels like a losing battle. I just think you have to really protect yourself.
I know when I take it to extremes, it only leads to me then like binging. As I've got older, I just need to stop labelling foods as like a bad food or a good food. If I ate 6 donuts and 6 avocados, it's both too much calories for one day, mate. So just everything in moderation.
I do feel like my relationship with food has massively changed. Having a network of people around you that love you for like the person that you are inside has changed the way I look at diets, I look at anything like that, and I'm like, it's just not worth it. Even lockdown has made me think like, mate, it's too short not to eat a cookie. Like,
yeah, if you want the cookie, have the cookie.
Yeah, have it. But like you said, everything in moderation, and health and your mental health is at the end of the day the most important part.
Just have a good balance.
So what we're saying is basically bad diets.